Conor Marlin, welcome to Bradford City, new head of coaching and player development in the academy. How does it feel to be here first and foremost?
Thank you. Yeah, delighted. When people heard I was left Oldham and I said I was going to Bradford, the first reaction was good club. So I think that's a lovely thing to say about the club you're going to. It's well respected, and I'm looking forward to the role to build on a lot of good work that's been in place for the last few years.
You mentioned Oldham. Coming from there in a similar role, talk to us a bit more about your experience elsewhere as well. What's brought you to this point so far in your career?
Yeah, originally, you might tell from the accent, Northern Ireland, so involved in youth international football for over 10 years, nearly 100 games at different age groups and different roles from 21s down to under 10s. I've coached them all. And I like the academy manager type role for them as well, and managed the youth international team as well at under 18. So yeah, wide range of experiences right across the pathway, which is probably aids me in this role in youth development because I've worked with all age groups, and that's a key part of this role. So yeah, and then took a bit the bullet, leave the Irish FA, and went into Oldham with the head of first team analysis with Stephen Robinson when he got the job. And did the season there, and then left to work for Double Pass. So I've been a consultant then with them with contracts with the Premier League, MLS and FIFA. And during that period, Pete Wilde was the academy manager at Oldham, and he asked me to come back to Oldham then as head of coaching. So I had a couple of years as head of coaching and academy manager, and a brief spell last season as assistant manager with the first team. So done the full spectrum from young right up to the first team.
You mentioned about building on good work that the academy has put in place over the past few years. What was it that drew you here to Bradford City?
Neil Matthews, first and foremost. I think as a leader, I'm very impressed, and any dealings I've ever had in the last few years, I just thought good guy and would love to work under him. So that was first, and then we've played Bradford in games, and unfortunately for Bradford, we knocked them out of the Youth Cup last season, which was nice for us. But yeah, so some of the boys are maybe a wee bit hard done by there, but. Yeah, and give me some stick, but no, seeing that in that game, the style of play and the type of player that they developed really synced well with me, and felt like I can add value here and develop more players for the first team here. And
how good is it to be joining the academy at a point where it's at the minute, where plenty of success, Youth Alliance champions for the 19s last year, and years of steady progression going forward? I guess there's a lot of opportunity for you to come in, put your own mark on things and continue that building process. Yeah,
I think it's a different task to probably what it would have been a few years ago maybe. The job Lewis and Martin have done on the coaching side of things is very impressive, and it's probably just more building on the good work that's been in place, and adding, put my own twist on things. So yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But we're always looking to get better, and looking for those marginal gains to help ultimately get more players into Mark Hughes' first team.
As an operator, what key principles do you work off? What's your way of working, and what kind of methods are you wanting to bring here and implement in this role that you're working in now?
So I'm a developer, players and coaches, hence the title, and I think you can't do that without rapport. So building relationships with people is first and foremost, and then just trying to look to see what ways I can improve them. But I don't think without rapport you can't do too much. So ultimately I need to do that, and that's the task for the first few months, is just get to know everybody. I have about 150 names to learn, so there's quite a bit to take in, and the way Bradford work is very specific and impressive, so getting my head around all the processes and things here is something I'm looking forward to doing.
You mentioned Mark Hughes in that first team. I guess with all the positive energy around the club at first team level generally at the minute, it's up to you to be part of that progression going forward and try and develop that potential and push it so that it's not just a short-term fix, and there's plenty of potential, plenty of success for the club in years to come.
Yeah, and I'm sure Mark's attitude and desires to get the club out of this league, and when they do that ultimately makes our job a wee bit harder, because you have to train players to be able to play at a higher level. So it's a good challenge that all of us are working together to try and achieve, and if we can get one player, two players, whatever number through, we'll be happy, and not just for the first team here. Like we've in previous roles, we've developed players and they went on to other clubs as well. So every player's journey in the academy won't be to Bradford City's first team, it'll be to the wider football community and maybe other professional clubs. Creating sellable assets is something that's really key and something I'm very proud of what we did at Oldham. The productivity went through the roof, and they're in a very good place when I left. So I build on that here, and hopefully that money will be regenerated into the academy and help the first team as well. So that's everybody's working towards.